Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Now at 6 a.m. on WKYT, less than a week after Lexington police say a man was murdered, one person has been arrested overnight in the case.
We expect to learn new details today in the case of a UK football player accused of raping a woman on campus.
And a movie inspired by a Kentucky athlete will be hitting the big screens across the country starting here in Lexington. Those stories and more breaking news as it happens. Coming up on WKYT This Morning. Hey, top of the morning to you and welcome. It's good to have you with us. Thursday, October 23rd, the new day off and rolling. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. I'm sure the big talk today, gas prices went back up yesterday. And so the big question was, how did they ever get that low anyway? Probably switching to the winter blend, I would assume.
Well, for whatever, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And so if you shop around, you might find a good deal. But I don't know if you want to drive a long way for a deal because you're wasting gas to save on gas. But anyway, let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris. It's a pretty nice morning out there.
Yeah, it's not all that bad. I mean, we've got clouds overhead, and that really has helped us out overnight. Nobody dealing with any frost issues. So there's some good news for us as those clouds are just kind of drifting over us. Current temperatures, look at these. Yeah, we're in the 40s, well in the 40s. I mean, we're talking 45, 49, 46. So no frost whatsoever as we look out and about this morning. In toward the afternoon, cool, dry, 59 degrees, still on the cool side. As we continue to go toward the weekend, it gets warmer, and we're still looking at dry conditions. Looks phenomenal, and I'll show you that forecast and those numbers coming up in about 10 minutes.
Micah, thank you very much. There's been news developing overnight in Lexington. Police have made an arrest in the city's latest murder case.
The deadly shooting happened last week. This morning we've learned police have charged 19-year-old Nathan Miller with complicity to commit murder. WKYT's Whitney Wetzel live to explain what we've uncovered about his arrest.
Good morning, everyone. So far, police have only arrested Nathan Miller in connection to Friday's shooting, but according to court records, police believe that he did not act alone. 19-year-old Jeffrey Adams was shot multiple times around 10:30 Friday morning at an apartment complex on McCullough Drive. That's in the Winburn area. Firefighters found Adams lying in a hallway on the second floor. He was pronounced dead at the scene. According to court documents, Miller and other co-defendants arranged to meet with Adams for a drug deal, and that's when he was killed. Now it's unclear who actually fired the shots that killed Adams. So far, Miller is the only person charged in connection to this shooting, but it's clear police do believe that other suspects were involved. Miller's arraignment is scheduled for this afternoon. Live in Lexington, Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
Well, hours after Friday's murder, Lexington police say two people were hurt in a different shooting in the same neighborhood. Lexington police have issued a warrant for 19-year-old Chrysler Charles. He's charged with 2 counts of assault. Police say a man and woman were shot Friday night during an argument at an apartment complex on Winburn Drive. Both are recovering after being shot in the leg.
Today, we could learn some new details about a case involving a UK football player who is accused of raping a woman on campus. Lloyd Tubman is suspended indefinitely from the team. WKYT's Mark Barber is live in Lexington now to explain what is expected to happen in court today. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Lloyd Tubman's preliminary hearing will start in just a few hours. The defensive lineman is suspended from UK's football team after being charged with first-degree rape. Tubman was charged with rape on October 7th after police say he visited an acquaintance in her dorm room on UK's campus. According to an arrest citation, Tubman verbally and physically assaulted the woman and then forced her to engage in sexual conduct. After the 6'3", 250-pound freshman left, the woman called 911. Police tell us when they arrived, she was crying and shaking. At his arraignment, the 20-year-old pleaded not guilty. He was ordered to move back to Louisville to live with his parents and to have no contact with the alleged victim. Because Tubman did not have an arrest record, he was released on a $10,000 bond. He's scheduled to be back in court again this morning for a preliminary hearing at 8:30. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. Police have released some disturbing details about the murder of a southern Kentucky woman. Monica Wells's body was found last week in a sinkhole. Police say her boyfriend, Johnny Hendricks, beat her to death, and he is charged with murder. And during his hearing yesterday, investigators testified that Wells's 8-year-old son watched as Hendricks beat his mother. They say the living room was also covered in blood.
He thought she'd go in that water and they'd never find her. That's why he took her driver's license, her medical card, her social security card.
Investigators also testified that Hendricks killed Wells after finding her with another man. Hendricks' attorney argued that his client acted under extreme emotional disturbance, so he asked the judge to lessen the charge to manslaughter. But the judge kept the murder charge and sent the case on to a grand jury.
Well, when someone broke into an Eastern Kentucky preacher's home, he decided to fight back. Jason James says he heard a man trying to break open a door at his Morgan County home. He says he didn't recognize the man, so he called 911. Before police even showed up, he says the man made it inside his home. So James says he grabbed his gun and the burglar started running.
50, 60 yards from the step, I fired way off in the opposite direction into the ground.
James says the burglar did not steal anything. Police still searching for that suspect.
A record number of Kentucky voters is registered for next month's Kentucky general election. The Secretary of State's office says more than 3.1 million people are now registered to vote. That beats the previous election record, which was set just back in May. State leaders say nearly 42,000 new voters have registered since then. Meanwhile, Senate Democrats are reversing course and putting campaign cash behind Allison Lundergan Grimes in her bid to oust Republican Mitch McConnell. The Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee in Washington says it has asked stations in Kentucky to set aside $650,000 in ad time to help Grimes. Recent public polls show a tight race.
Some big changes are planned for Lexington's Red Mile racetrack. As part of a partnership with Keeneland, the Red Mile will begin offering instant racing next year. An instant racing parlor will be built at the Red Mile with about 1,000 terminals inside. Red Mile expects the project to be complete by next September.
On the fast track.
Yeah, looks like it. Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice. I see what you did there. A movie about a Kentucky football player who beat the odds has made it to the big screen.
And you can see that movie tonight in Lexington. 23 Blast is about Corbin High School football player Travis Freeman. He played football there during the 1990s despite being blind. A lot of the movie was shot in Corbin. 23 Blast will premiere tonight at the Kentucky Theater, and a red carpet event starts at 5. The movie starts at 6 o'clock. And Travis Freeman still out there in the game. He's in the education business now, and just an inspirational person.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Let's check to see how traffic is moving.
Let's go to Officer Don, check on live drive traffic at 6:07. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Got a report of a crash at Tides and Man of War. It's a non-injury, just 2 cars involved there. They may be able to exchange names and move on, so hopefully not going to be a traffic mess as we try to deal with that. As far as the interstate goes, didn't see any problems this morning. Just checked from the Clays Ferry Bridge all the way to the northern split here in Fayette County, and we're getting a look at I-75, I-64 right now, and you can see things are moving well. On our Waze map, nothing significant. Just had a look at the north side of town, inner and outer loops of the Circle, Newtown Pike and North Broadway. Russell Cave in the Circle looks good. And inbound Nicholasville Road, no red yet. Inbound approaching the Circle. We're also okay on Clays Mill, so we'll keep an eye on that and keep you up to date throughout the morning. Now back to you.
All right, we know you will. And Officer Don and Deanna are on 98.1 The Bull with some good fun this morning. And WKYT This Morning is just getting started on your Thursday.
Here's a rock that's worth its weight in gold and then some. Find out how much this nugget is expected to fetch at an auction.
Temperatures are a little chilly this morning as we head toward the afternoon. Going to be on the cool side once again, but it gets better and better off into the weekend and even warmer. I'll show you that coming up.